Good afternoon and welcome to CVCA Livestream's coverage of Royals hockey. It's the second half of a two-game weekend homestand today, and the CVCA Royals play host to the Western Reserve Academy Pioneers at the Dan Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Tim Nichols, and it's good to have you with us today. Before we get started, as a reminder, we'd like to encourage you to follow CVCA Livestream's social media contacts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram by searching for the social media hashtag at CVCA Livestream. By following us on social media, you'll be able to keep track of our broadcast schedule and other news and notes about CVCA athletics. And if you go to the CVCA Livestream Twitter site right now, you'll get a chance to look at us in our brand new CVCA Livestream hats. Thank you to whoever it was who anonymously gave us these hats, and boy, are they warm and good looking. That said, today the Royals skate tonight in the second half of a back-to-back against WRA, and it will be a big step up in competition this evening after CVCA breezed past Orange last night 9-1. WRA will look to shake off some rust. They have been idle since December 18th when they fell to Perrysburg in the White Division Championship of the Karen Barlow Memorial Tournament. The Pioneers come into the game with a record of 5 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie, but 2 of those 3 losses are to Perrysburg, which is currently the 14th ranked team in the state of Ohio, according to myhockeyrankings.com. WRA plays in the middle tier of the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League's the White Division, where they are the defending Barron Cup 2 champions. By comparison, CVCA competes in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League's lower group, the Blue grouping, and it's a step up for the Royals tonight. But it's not the first time CVCA has ventured into the White Division for competition this season. CVCA defeated North Olmsted earlier in the season by a score of 7-1. That game in the first week of the season at the Bruce Anderson tournament in Parma, a tournament hosted by the Normandy Invaders. And then the Royals shut out a depleted Solon Comets squad 10-0. The Comets really a fraction of their former selves this season compared to years prior, and so that game an easy skate for the Royals back in early December. But those teams don't provide much insight on how CVCA will stack up today against the Pioneers. The one that does stand out is the December 10th contest, where CVCA played a competitive game against Kenston, falling 7-3 in a game that was closer than the final score indicated. The Royals gave up 2 goals in the final minute, and they played that whole game without 2 starters, as both Nick Humphrey and Mark Mosher sat out the contest against the Kenston Bombers. By comparison, just 6 days later, WRA and Kenston matched up in the first round of that Barlow tournament, and the Pioneers put up 11 goals on Kenston in an 11-6 victory. To add to that resume, WRA knocked off Hudson in the same tournament the very next day. Hudson, a perennial Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Red Division powerhouse, 5-3. So it's safe to say the Pioneers are far and away the best team that CVCA may face all season. WRA bills itself as the best boarding school in Ohio and among the best in the nation, and that's evident for the roster. While the Pioneers do have 5 players from Northeast Ohio, they also have 3 players from the Chicago area, as well as players from Massachusetts, New York, and Minnesota, and the roster stretches beyond the borders of the United States as well. WRA has 2 Canadians, 1 player from Hungary, and a goaltender from, get this, Seoul, South Korea. More on him in just a moment, but for now, the other key that's lingering over this Pioneers program and team is that this is the final season for WRA hockey. Head coach Brand Clausen has been at the helm of the WRA Pioneers program since the inception 28 years ago, and he's won 4 Barron Cups in his time in Hudson. But this 28th season behind the bench will be the last. WRA is shutting down the hockey program after this season, just as they did their football program after the 2020 season, as the school looks to focus more on soccer, basketball, and lacrosse. And it's lacrosse which is woven into the fabric of this hockey team, for that matter. 3 of the key contributors are Division I lacrosse recruits. On the ice today, you'll see number 7, Joe Buddington, a junior forward from Northfield, Illinois. But lacrosse is his main sport. He committed to Michigan back in October He's one of the top goalie prospects in the entire nation for the class of 2024. Buddington will wear number 7 on the ice today for WRA. 2 other Division I lacrosse recruits are part of the WRA roster, but neither is in uniform today. Nolan Byrne is a senior forward from Ottawa, Ontario, and he's scheduled to play lacrosse in Division I at Lafayette. He helped Team Canada win the World Junior Lacrosse Championship in 2022. And Ty Banks is a senior from Coquitlam, British Columbia in Greater Vancouver. He's just the number 1 defenseman in the entire 2023 lacrosse recruiting class, and he'll matriculate next year at Georgetown. But both of the Canadians are not in uniform today. It appears that actually WRA does not resume class until next week, and so several of the players that are from out of town have not yet returned to Northeast Ohio, so the Royals catch a break. They won't have to face Byrne or Banks today. But not a bad trio to lead your hockey team. CVCA will also have to account for local product Gavin Legal, a senior from Hudson, and junior forward Christian Brusso from Chicago, both who netted goals in the Barron Cup Championship, Barron Cup 2 last year, in a game that the Pioneers defeated Strongsville 6-1. With such a potent lineup, does WRA have any weaknesses? Well, I'm glad you asked. The Pioneers came into the season without a goaltender and enter sophomore Silas Kim from Incheon, South Korea, near Seoul. Head coach Clausen tapped Kim to put on the pads, and the youngster benefits from having such a potent lineup in front of him, but he is raw. Unfortunately, again for CVCA, Kim not in lineup today as he's not yet returned from Korea over the Christmas break. So that means that the goaltender today will be Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher, a senior, local product from Monroe Falls, Ohio, played goal last year and was a first-year goaltender for this WRA team. We mentioned WRA and Strongsville, who played for the Barron Cup 2 championship a year ago. In Gallagher's first outing in goal last season, in the 2020-2021 season, rather the 21-22 season, Gallagher gave up 14 goals to Strongsville, a game WRA lost 14-10. Fast forward just 2.5 months, the Barron Cup championships, his goaltending matured, and he held Strongsville to just 1 goal as the Pioneers defeated Strongsville in the Barron Cup a year ago 6-1. So Gallagher back in goal. He's actually been in goal for the last 3 games for the Pioneers, 2 of those against Perrysburg in the Barlow tournament, and he defeated Hudson 5-3. So the goaltending situation for the Pioneers today perhaps even improved upon what it had been earlier this season with the Korean Kim in goal. Silas Kim not in the lineup today. So CVCA will have to match the physicality of the Pioneers. Certainly they are very athletic, and they'll need outstanding goaltending of their own. And when they can, they'll have to put shots on goal when they get the opportunity. The good news for the Royals is they have some of the puzzle pieces to potentially pull off an upset today, and it starts out in net. Caleb Mosher will get the start for the Royals today. He's saving 90.6% of the shots that he sees over the course of the season so far, and he sports a goals against average of just 1.9 per game. He'll be called upon to step up big today, and we'll see if the sophomore will be up to the task. But he can't do it alone. He's going to need help in front of him. And the Royals have played solid defense for most of the season, with seniors Zach Nichols and Mosher's brother Mark providing a steady presence. And the Eli Parada and Carter Martin tandem may be as good, if not better, than the 2 seniors. All 4 will have to play solid hockey this afternoon and this evening. The Royals have the weapons on offense, and they'll need to take advantage of their opportunities as they have to skate through the larger, potentially more athletic, talented team from WRA. Sophomore Noah Chidima has 10 goals in his last 5 games, with 2 more yesterday against Orange. He now leads the team with 25 goals to go along with 20 assists on the season, 45 total points. In addition, fellow sophomore Cord Stegmeyer has 4 goals yesterday, pushing his season total to 22. With 17 assists, he's got 39 points entering today's game. And then there are 3 other Royals with more than 30 points as well. Jared Outward, 17 goals, 37 points. Jacob Schwartzbeck has over 30 points with 14 goals and 34 assists. And then Nick Humphrey also has 32 points, 13 goals so far on the season. David Siff also stars for CVCA, the assistant captain in the record book so far this season with 29 points on 12 goals. The Royals' offensive stars will need to find their spots today. They should be physically smaller than these Pioneers, but they're definitely younger. But when they get the chance, they'll pepper the goaltender Gallagher, and they'll have to try and get pucks by him this afternoon. It's WRA and CVCA coming up next on CVCA live stream. This is the 8th all-time meeting between the two schools, which are separated by just 6.2 miles. WRA is 6-1 all-time against CVCA. The Lone Royals victory was a 3-2 win at the tail end of the 2018 season. WRA and CVCA were both in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League's White Division in the 2019-2020 season. The Pioneers swept both games that season. The last meetings between the two teams, victories of 7-6 and 4-1, played just 3 days apart in February of 2020. 3 of the last 4 games have been one-goal contests, so we'll see what transpires today as we're just about ready to get underway from the Dan Kostel Rec Center. We mentioned that WRA is coached by Brand Clausen, all 28 years behind the bench for the Pioneers. He's assisted by Jeff Warner, Dan Berman, and Kyle Clausen. The Royals are coached by Doug Fairchild, who's in his 15th season on the bench for CVCA. He is assisted by Rich Hurdle, Mark Brower, and Fairchild recorded his 200th career victory just last week against Twinsburg. Clock is wound down on the pregame festivities, and the team's getting their final instructions on their benches. We're just about ready for the starting lineups, and we'll give them to you in just a moment. It looks like neither team is going to announce starting lineups today. We're going to go right to hockey. The team's at center ice, and so we're going to get underway with no anthem, no starting lineups. We're ready to go. Taking the face-off is Christian Brunzo, and he'll step across from Nick Humphrey. You get to start for CVCA. We're underway. Royals win the face-off, and it goes back to Nichols, who sends it to Mosher. He angles the puck up ice into the offensive zone where the Pioneers try and build out, but they can't control the puck. David Siff gets to start for the Royals, and Cord Stegmeyer as well. It's chipped up and out into the neutral zone, and Zach Nichols sends it right back in where it's picked up by Mickey Falk. Falk sends it up the ice, and it's intercepted by Nick Humphrey. Humphrey has it for the Royals in the defensive zone. Humphrey to the neutral zone, up ice where Sam Pinkerton gets it. Pinkerton has it taken away by CVCA, who dumps it back in deep. That's Jared Outward. Behind the goal, Falk has it. Falk loses it. Noah Chidima, he's checked off the puck. It goes into the corner and swept up and out. Here come the Pioneers. Joe Buddington. Buddington has the puck taken away by Mosher for the Royals. First minute action from the Dan Kostel Rec Center, CVCA and WRA. Here comes Noah Chidima. Skates in. He's going to get a shot. Shoots, and it's just wide of the net. No chance for a save for Brendan Gallagher. On the far side boards, puck controlled by Joe Buddington, sends it down the ice, and a stoppage icing against the Pioneers. A minute and 17 seconds gone in this contest. .43 to go. Period number 1. Face-off drop down. Royals control. Stegmeyer sends it down, but it's intercepted and sent out, and the Pioneers will build out on the rush. Shot and save by Mosher. Looked like that could have been offsides. We'll take a look at it on the replay as they built out right here. Cameron Brunso stepped up, skated up, and Brunso got in there definitely. Offsides, no call. Save by Mosher for the Royals and a face-off to his left. Face-off won by the Pioneers and dumped down low. Sam Pinkerton sent it deep. James Vaca in the corner. Centers, shot, and it's pushed aside into the corner once again. CVCA dumps it to the near side corner. Nick Humphrey angles it off the boards. Sent to center ice by Cord Stegmeyer, but there, waiting, was Dawson Dunn. The Royals with the puck again. It's sent up, and icing is waved off, and so back to get it is Dunn. Dunn, up ice, it's angled off the boards by Nessel, it looks like. The Royals controlling the puck in the defensive zone. Eli Parada looks up, surveys, sends it forward, and it goes off Chidima's skate. He recognizes the puck's in front of him and dumps it in deep. Now he tries to chip it up the boards, but can't find a teammate immediately. Jared Outward tries to battle, wins the puck for a moment, but taken away by Jack Baker. A pair of twos do battle, and Noah Chidima comes up with the puck as Gavin Legal and Jared Outward bumped into each other at center ice. Delayed offside against WRA. They exit the zone, and it's sent in deep by Legal. Far side corner, right in front. Poke checked away as that was a funny bounce. Right on top of it was Caleb Mosher, and it leads to a breakout for the Royals. Outward left it behind, but nobody there on the rush for CVCA. Ben Wilford out, and it's icing against WRA. Here's a replay on that scary play behind the net for the Royals. A funny bounce took place right here off the boards, and it came right to Legal. Before he could get his stick down, though, Caleb Mosher, Johnny on the spot, poke checked the puck out of harm's way, and it results in an offensive zone faceoff after all that is said and done for the Royals. Faceoff one back to WRA, and they'll build out. No score early. Jack Baker checked into the boards by Mosher. Now Mosher falls down, and coming up with the puck, it's number 7, Buddington. He's bumped off, and the Pioneers send it behind the net. It's loose. Wraparound chance can't be completed by Buddington, and the Royals will break out. Here comes David Siff. Siff gets his poke checked away. Nick Humphrey, centering pass, shot, score! The Royals on a beautiful play. Matt Porter, the wrist actually may have been David Siff. We'll check and see on the replay, but here it is. Siff gains the zone, makes a nice poke check away. It was Matt Porter. Siff got it back and crossed it to Porter. Porter reached out and just put it right behind the goaltender, Gallagher, for the first goal of the afternoon, and the Royals take the lead early. We've said it. If we said it one time this year, we said it a dozen times. The Royals are best when they're passing the puck, and it showed right there. Beautiful play by CVCA to take a 1-0 lead. Back underway in the offensive zone again. Zach Nichols can't get much wood on that shot. It goes up and down the ice. Will it go over the end line? The answer is yes, and icing the call against WRA. Time of the Matt Porter goal, 3 minutes and 51 seconds. The assist, David Siff. We'll see if we get the other assist on that one as well. But we're back underway. Puck is dropped down. Noah Chidima has it. It trickles toward the goal, but sent out of harm's way by Mickey Falk. Down the ice, and Buddington's first to it. In the circle, a shot. Saved by Caleb Mosher. Long rebound. Falk on the other side. Dumps it down low. Buddington has it again. Centers, and it's poked away by the Royals. Long pass too far for Chidima, and it's iced down the length of the surface once again by the Pioneers. So as they retrieve the puck, here's that play by Buddington, a big save by Mosher, making himself as tall as possible. Face off one back to the Royals, shot and save by Gallagher. That was Cord Stegmeyer, who had 4 goals last night in the CVCA game against Orange, with a chance, and they'll do it again right now from the face-off dot on the left wing side of the ice for the Royals. This one's one back to WRA. Pinkerton pokes it around the boards. Dawson Dunn sends it up, and it's sent further down the ice for another icing as James Vaca, too strong And this time it'll be on the right wing side of the ice for the Royals. To the left of the goaltender, Gallagher. This one's one back to CVCA. Shot is knocked down in front, and it goes all the way down to the ice. And Carter Martin will have to get on his horse for CVCA. He does, and he's got it. Martin skates out. Evades one, can't avoid a second. Nick Humphrey is going to poke it out to the neutral zone. Cross ice, Matt Porter, who got the goal for CVCA, his 6th of the season, 2nd in 2 days. But here's a chance. The shot and knocked down and saved. That was Gavin Legal. Stegmeyer, poke checked away, but he's got company behind him. Offsides as Nick Humphrey was coming, and Stegmeyer could not hold up. Here's the rush. Stegmeyer entering the zone just a moment too early, although I'm not sure. That's pretty close. We have the benefit of slow motion replay. The referee out there does not. CVCA wins the faceoff with 9:38 to go in the first period. Royals leading 1-0. And it's sent in and collected by Dawson Dunn. Dunn angles it up, but kept in by Mosher on the far side, dumped down. One of the Pioneers falls down. A shot for the Royals goes wide. Nichols will dump it down low. Chidima's there. Chidima picks it up behind the net, but finds 2 Pioneers waiting for him. And it puck is loose on the near side board. Dug out by Christian Brunso. Brunso with Chidima pestering will retreat behind his own net. Chidima poke checks the puck away and gets it. Tries the center. Can't do much with it there. Looking for Schwartzbeck, and it's poked away from him. Kept in, though, by Nichols at the point, and Nichols is going to fire. Saved by Gallagher. Still behind the net. And Chidima has it once again. Chidima shot, and a bouncing puck just goes everywhere but in the back of the net right there from Noah Chidima. Here comes Nichols again. Nichols fires it wide. It goes all the way around the boards to the far side, and Vaca is on it. Vaca cross-ice pass, and finally poked out of the zone by WRA. But right back the other direction. Here comes Schwartzbeck, centering pass, shot, score by Jared Outward. 2-on-1 for the Royals. Outward skating in there, got a beautiful pass, and put the Royals up 2-0. Here it is again. Schwartzbeck, cross ice, Outward, and Outward put the puck in the back of the net. 2-0 CVCA. Time of the Outward goal. 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Outward from Schwartzbeck. And the Royals are up 2-0. Again, back underway, and the puck went into the offensive zone. Cord Stegmeyer tried to keep it in as the Pioneers tried to clear it. It must have just trickled over the blue line for an offsides against CVCA. Off the faceoff, Nick Humphrey dumps it in deep for the Royals. It's collected by Mickey Falk. Falk can't clear the zone. Humphrey has it in the corner. Centers, and it's taken away by Falk. Up ice it comes. Jack Baker gains the zone. Baker has it poke checked away by Martin. It's sent up, but not out. Falk's shot is blocked and comes all the way out to the neutral zone. A race is on again. Sam Pinkerton pokes it up, but can't clear the zone. Stegmeyer keeps it in. He'll go in the corner and face Pinkerton. The two collide. Siff centers, no one there for CVCA. Joe Buddington. Buddington skates in. He's going to get a shot and a save by Mosher. Up ice it comes. Here comes Humphrey. Humphrey's got one-on-one. Nick Humphrey takes a long shot. Blocker save by Gallagher. Sent back down low where Humphrey is there. Humphrey slammed into the boards, and a penalty coming against WRA. Nick Humphrey, the captain for CVCA, gets up slow, shakes that one off, and the Royals will go on the power play. The only question is for how long. The box is open. It's a boarding call against number 14, Sam Pinkerton. And it may be a 5-minute major. We'll wait for it to go up on the clock. It is a 5-minute major for Sam Pinkerton for boarding the Royals with a 5-minute power play, already up 2-0. We'll see what they can do with this extended power play time. Face off to the right of Gallagher. It's won by WRA. They're going to get a shorthanded rush. Shot is knocked down, but trickles in front. A save has to be made by Mosher, and CVCA will try to bill it out, but they cannot. Intercepted, but taken away. And up ice come the Royals. It's Jared Outward. Outward tries to set up, but the Pioneers clear it. Ben Wilford will skate down and get it for the Royals. 6:48 to go in the first period. 4.5 to go on a 5-minute major to Sam Pinkerton. The Royals gain the zone again. It's Schwartzbeck. Schwartzbeck leaves it for Chidima. Wasn't looking for it. And again, an opportunity on the shorthanded bid for the Pioneers. The shot is wide off the stick of Brunso. So the Royals almost a minute into this power play and not yet able to set things up. Chidima, cross ice, and now the Royals gain the zone. It's Outward. Outward skates in, leaves it again, and this time it's sent up but not out. Mosher sends it in deep, but the Royals discombobulated, and it's cleared out again, and Zach Nichols will have to go back and get it with 3:50 to go in the penalty time. So twice the Royals have gained the zone and tried to leave the puck for a teammate. That teammate has not been there. So Nichols brings it all the way up, and Nichols is going to take a shot. It's wide, round the boards. Humphrey can't get to it, and again, the Pioneers are going to have a chance to clear it. They don't. Eli Parada keeps it in. He sends it down low to Humphrey. Humphrey now finally set up on the power play. Centers, Stegmeyer was there. Couldn't get a stick down on it. Nichols has it. Nichols at the left point. Will dump it down low. Stegmeyer surveying, skates. Sends it back to Nichols. Nichols winds up but sends it back to Stegmeyer, and it's tipped away, but it's going to be kept in at the high slot by Parada. Parada's shot is knocked down, and it's finally sent out, and the Royals will have to wait and clear the zone. Zach Nichols, a shot from the red line. It has to be saved by Buddington, but again, it's going to give a chance for the Pioneers to clear it out with 2:53 to go in the penalty time to Sam Pinkerton. 5 minutes exactly to go first period. Royals leading 2-0, and a sloppy pass right there. It's going to result in another clearance all the way down on goal and a save by Mosher. Halfway through the penalty to Pinkerton, and again the Royals turn it over. Just really sloppy play, and Chidima has to skate in and take the puck away from Buddington. Chidima said, I've had enough. I'm going to skate up myself. Chidima gains the zone. It's poked away by Buddington, though, and they'll battle on the boards, and Buddington's going to clear it out again. This has been the Royals' weak spot this season, the power play. And another sloppy pass, just really almost inexplicable. Down to 2 minutes to go on the major to Pinkerton. The Royals still have not even set up the power play. They dump it in deep, and again, an easy clearance right out to center ice. And Mosher, check that, it's Parada who'll have to go back and get it for the Royals. Winding down on 4 minutes to go in the first period. Another long pass, it doesn't connect. And sent out to the neutral zone. And a whistle blows. And the whistle is blown because, we'll see. Perhaps a too many men on the ice penalty by CVCA. So that is about the sloppiest power play you're ever going to see for CVCA, and the opportunity for the power play is gone. Into the box goes Matt Porter, and what will result from all of that is 4-on-4 hockey for the next 1:37. And then a 23-second power play opportunity for the Pioneers. So on the 4-on-4, it's in the corner. Zach Nichols will battle for it. He's going to lose the puck battle. Centering pass and a goal. Joe Buddington wide open for WRA. The puck battle won behind the net by Christian Brunso, and all he had to do was skate behind and look for Buddington. Buddington, nobody on him. Mark Mosher got in there late, but the 4-on-4 goal gets WRA back within one. It's 2-1. 4-on-4 hockey will continue for another 1:26. WRA right back in this contest. Loose puck in the offensive zone for the Royals. Outward cannot come up with it. It's sent up, and here comes a 2-on-1 for WRA. Buddington has it again. He skates in, far side, goes back, and unselfishly passed back by Jack Baker. He probably should have taken the shot. He might have scored on the 2-on-1. Nichols down by like a pirouette, but Mosher sends it in deep. But the Royals just out of sorts since that penalty was taken by Pinkerton. Sent up, and Nichols is going to keep it into the slot. He's got time, fires, deflected in front. Now Chadima will have it. Still 4-on-4 for another 43 seconds. Nichols again, he's going to wind up, shoots, and it's wide. Sent out to center ice, and Buddington had a chance there, but perhaps, well, don't know what to think he was thinking. He certainly had a breakaway opportunity, but just couldn't go. Outward tries to gain the zone. It's poked right back out and sent in again, and the Royals will change. David Siff, though, gets to the puck first behind the net. And Siff with pressure from Dunn. Sees Dunn take it away for the moment. It's sent up and out to the other blue line where Mark Mosher is waiting. All right, penalty time is up for the Pioneers Pinkerton, and they're on a 21-second power play. Whistle blows. And they're going to take the puck down to the attacking zone for the Pioneers. Head coach Doug Fairchild asking for an explanation as the penalty time had expired. And yet it looks like they may have called icing against CVCA. They should have had a chance to clear it. Fairchild still making his case on the far side. An argument he's not likely to win. And the Royals, with 20 seconds of penalty time to kill, face-off won by CVCA and cleared down the ice for a total clearance all the way down to Gallagher. Gallagher's going to cover as David Siff was down there to give pressure, the assistant captain junior for CVCA. And the penalty time down to 12 seconds. We understand the penalty clock showing a full 2 minutes, so we'll call it the time. Face-off won by the Royals. Short-handed shot in there by Siff. 8 seconds left on the penalty time for WRA. It's sent up, and a final chance for a rush. Penalty time completed. Back to 5-on-5, even strength for both teams. In the corner, puck battle ensues, and it's centered, but cleared out by Mark Mosher. Ice down the ice, and a stoppage with 1:38 to go. Royals 2, WRA 1. The Royals were dominating this game for the first 6 or 7 minutes, and then Sam Pinkerton took a 5-minute major boarding penalty, and the Royals could do nothing with it. In fact, they looked sloppy and took a penalty themselves. The ensuing 4-on-4 resulted in an easy goal for Joe Buddington, who was wide open, not covered in front of the net, and that's where we stand right now. The momentum went right to WRA. We'll see if the Royals can do anything with it here in the final 90 seconds. Down ice it goes and collected by Mickey Falk. Sends it up. He finds Buddington. Buddington to Legal. Legal back to Buddington. His shot is wide of the goal, and Siff will come up with it for the Royals. Back to the neutral zone, but Buddington controls. Gains the zone. Sends it forward and collected by Humphrey for the Royals, who chips it up and finds a teammate. That's Cord Stegmeyer. Stegmeyer gains the zone. It goes all the way behind the goal line. Tries to center. It's poked away by Falk. Up ice, kept in by Parada with 56 seconds. Sends it down low, but intercepted by Sam Pinkerton, who's back out to the neutral zone. Parada will fire. Long shot saved by Gallagher from center ice. 47 seconds to go. It's shipped up. We mentioned at the start that these Pioneers had not played since December 18th. And here's a chance for the Royals as they gain the zone. Falling down is one of the Pioneers. A shot, save, it's loose in front. Stegmeyer can't get there to get a shot off, but he does collect the puck. Stegmeyer gets to his forehand, but loses it. And it's shipped forward, out of harm's way for the moment. Stegmeyer gains his zone again. Tries to dangle, can't gain or keep possession through a pair of players, and up the other side it comes. Loose at center ice. And Chadima has it. Chadima skating in. Shots loose in front. Loose again and covered with 7 seconds left by Brendan Gallagher for WRA. There it is, and Gallagher stopping it with 7 ticks of the clock to go before we reach the first intermission here in the Dan Kostel Rec Center. Noah Chidima steps in against Buddington. It's dropped down and loose up to the slot. Martin keeps it in, fires and scores! With 2 seconds left, he puts his hands on his head like he can't believe it. But yes, believe it, son, Carter Martin, you've just put CVCA up 3-1. Here's the replay. Puck dropped down and tried to clear it, or the Pioneers tried to clear it. Martin just fired it. It was deflected. It may have been deflected off one of the Pioneers. It was, and Martin gets the goal for CVCA for Carter. That's goal number 4 on the season for the sophomore defenseman for the Royals. 2 seconds remain in period number 1, and a big goal as time was about to expire. CVCA 3 and WRA 1. 15 minutes of hockey in the books from the Dan Kostel Rec Center. And a huge goal right there at the end by Carter Martin. As we get to the break, we're going to pause for this message from Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. That's a quick promo for Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, and it caught me by surprise, actually. So, as it finishes up, I want to remind you that you're invited to explore and learn about CVCA, our students, and the incredible community that makes up Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. The CVCA community comes together in marvelous ways to impact young hearts and minds, not only in our classrooms, our athletic fields, and stage, but also in the day-to-day experiences of the young people that walk our halls. What makes CVCA unique? Well, as you consider the community that you'd like to be a part of, we invite you to experience CVCA and see what sets us apart. Hear how CVCA continues to make an impact on our students, parents, faculty, and alumni at the upcoming Winter Open House and Family Preview dates, which are on the calendar for Friday, January 27th, and Thursday night, February 9th, 2023. Learn more and register at www.cvcaroyals.org/admissions. We can't wait to meet you. We are at the first intermission with a score CVCA 3 and Western Reserve Academy 1. Recapping the scoring in that first period. The Royals got on the board first at 3 minutes 51 seconds when a beautiful play resulted in Matt Porter getting his 5th goal of the season. Porter, the recipient of a nice pass from David Siff and Noah Chidima charging. Porter uncovered and put it in the back of the net for his 6th goal of the season. 1-0 CVCA, 3 minutes and 51 seconds into the contest. At the 6-minute 40-second mark, the Royals made it 2-0 when Jared Outward scored on another wide-open shot. This time the pass to him from Schwartzbeck. Royals 2, WRA 0, 6 minutes and 40 seconds in. And then it looked like the Royals had a big opportunity to break this open. Sam Pinkerton from WRA boarded the CVCA captain Nick Humphrey, and a 5-minute major resulted, but the Royals were sloppy on that power play and eventually took a penalty in the 4-on-4 period that ensued. A wide-open Joe Buddington right at the crease got a pass and put it behind Caleb Mosher to make it 2-1 in favor of CVCA. And that's the way it remained until the final 7 seconds, a face-off in the offensive zone for the Royals. And the Pioneers tried to clear it. It was kept in by Carter Martin. He fired it on net. It was deflected in front by one of the WRA players and beat Brendan Gallagher to give the Royals a 3-1 lead with just 2 seconds left in the first period. And that's where we stand right now. Royals 3, WRA 1. As we look at the week ahead, we'll take a look at what's coming up for the Royals. And in fact, tomorrow is now today. CVCA and WRA playing this afternoon, and it's 3-1 CVCA. Next week, the Royals will play in the Parma MLK tournament on Friday, Sunday, and Monday. They open up that tournament against the Parma Redmen, the host team. CVCA and Parma have met one time this season. That was earlier in December in one of the Kent Roosevelt tournaments. The Royals won that game 4-2. They also met in the preseason in an exhibition, and the Royals were also victorious. So we'll see if the Royals' mastery of the Parma Redmen can continue on Friday night in their own tournament. And here we have the updated slide for today. CVCA and Parma next Friday night at 5 o'clock at the Reese Ice Rink. The Royals take a break from that tournament and travel down to Youngstown and will face Canfield in a divisional matchup, a Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue East matchup on Saturday. That game at 5:45 at Deep Freeze Ice Arena down in Boardman, Ohio, near Youngstown. On Sunday, they'll be right back in action Sunday afternoon against Aurora in the second game of the Parma MLK tournament on Sunday next week at 1:45. The following day, on Martin Luther King Monday, the tournament continues, and the Royals will face St. Edward's Green team. St. Ed's has 3 teams that compete in hockey. Their top team is one of the top teams in the state. The Green team is the middle team. They play a mostly JV schedule, but do play several of the blue teams in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League from time to time. They'll face CVCA next Monday. They also have a white team, which is a developmental team. And so the middle tier team is certainly competitive with any of the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League blue teams and even some of the white teams like WRA and Solon and others. Monday night, the Royals are successful. There'll be a chance for a championship game on Martin Luther King Monday night. Game time to be announced, but obviously Parma, Aurora, CVCA, and St. Ed's Green team will compete. 2 of those teams likely to play in the championship contest on Monday night of Martin Luther King week. So that's the Royals schedule coming up between now and January 16th. In other CVCA sports action this week, a quiet week for everyone but the boys and girls basketball teams and, of course, the hockey team. Last night, boys basketball was in action, and they traveled down to Northwest. They doubled up the Indians in a 65-32 Principals Athletic Conference victory. Darren Peterson led the Royals again with 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists as the Royals ran their record to 8-3 overall and a perfect 6-0 in the pack. Earlier this week, the boys basketball team hosted Cheney back on Tuesday night in a non-conference game. CVCA and Cheney battled hard for 4 quarters. It was an offensive struggle until the end. The Royals were able to gain the late lead and hold Cheney scoreless for the final 4 minutes to win that one 51-46. Peterson again led the Royals with 28 points on Tuesday night. Next up for the CVCA boys basketball team, a home contest against the Orville Red Riders on Tuesday of next week. CVCA's girls basketball team also traveled down to Northwest this past week on Wednesday night to face the Indians. CVCA and Northwest sharing the Principals Athletic Conference Championship for each of the last 2 seasons. They are the 2 best teams and have been for some time in the pack. And this year, this was an important conference game for both teams as the Royals entered the game unbeaten in pack play with a win already in their back pocket against Northwest earlier in December. Well, what happened was the Royals built an 8-point lead in the first half and extended it to 14 before Northwest clawed back into it. CVCA withstood the surge and went on to win the game on Wednesday night, 43-36, despite the fact that Gia Castellanova, the Royals star, was held to just 3 points. She was picked up by Joy Williams, who scored 16, and Kylie Bettinger, who had 10. Caitlin Harabedian also had 9 points in that game as the Royals defeated the Indians for the second time this year and now have a 2-game lead on the second-place Indians more than halfway through the regular season in the Principals Athletic Conference. Next up for the CVCA girls basketball team, they'll play again this Wednesday night at home against Canton South. Get on down to Tim Byerly Gymnasium and make sure you see Darren Peterson and the boys basketball team and Gia Castellanova, Caitlin Harabedian, and the rest of the CVCA girls basketball team. Both teams certainly competing for PAC championships this season and perhaps long runs as they look toward the state tournament opportunity later on in February, maybe even into March. So, elsewhere on the CVCA sports calendar, the swim teams are competing today in the Hubbard New Year's Classic. We'll see if we can get some information on that before we sign off this afternoon. And next week, bowling will compete against Bucktel on Tuesday, and the wrestling team is back in action next weekend in the Maumee Bay Classic. Here, you're at the Dan Kostel Rec Center, or we are. You're watching coverage of CVCA hockey from the Dan Kostel Rec Center. It is the tail end of the first intermission. The Royals leading WRA 3-1. The Pioneers playing without a couple of their international players today, but certainly have a solid team nonetheless. Having said that, CVCA putting up 3 goals on WRA, who's playing their first game since December 18th, and perhaps some of that rust showed in the first period. We'll see how both teams come out in period number 2. The Pioneers seem to get their legs under them about halfway through that period, and if not for Carter Martin finding the back of the net with just 2 seconds to go in the period, it'd be a 1-goal game. Instead, big goals, and the Royals leading by 2 by a score of 3-1. Once again, we want to remind you that you can follow CVCA live stream on the CVCA, excuse me, on the social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by finding the @CVCA live stream handle. And you can keep up to date on upcoming broadcasts. We are getting to the tail end of our home broadcast schedule this season. We had 2 more scheduled. We got word today, though, that the game that was scheduled to take place 2 weeks from yesterday against Aurora may not happen. In fact, unofficially, we've heard it may have been canceled. So that would leave just senior night left here at the Dan Kostel Rec Center on February the 4th. So all the more reason to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, because if we decide to go on the road like we did during the Karen Barlow tournament, the only way you can find out is to make sure you're following us on social media, and we'll let you know. Royals have returned back to the ice, and we can see the WRA Pioneers doing so as well. And you're looking at Joey Decker. Happy birthday, Joey. Happy 15th birthday for CVCA's only freshman. Decker got an assist in yesterday's contest against the Orange Lions. And certainly big things to come for him in the future. Number 22, Joey Decker for CVCA. Happy birthday, Joey. Here, 15 minutes back up on the clock. So we're getting ready to start the second period. A couple of the Royals stretching on the far side, getting ready for the second period skate. Pioneers certainly have the artillery to get right back in this one. But they're down 3-1 as we get ready to start period number 2. As we mentioned today at the start, the Pioneers have senior Brendan Gallagher in goal. Gallagher played in goal the entire season last year, his first, and improved enough throughout the course of the season to be the backstop for WRA that led them to a Barron Cup 2 championship when starting goaltender Silas Kim, who is a new goaltender himself, headed back to Korea for the Christmas break. Gallagher forced into action. This is actually his 4th contest in between the pipes this season. He faced Perrysburg and Hudson. Perrysburg defeating the Pioneers in the Karen Barlow tournament twice, once in the round robin and once in the championship game by significant margins, 11-1 and 10-4. Perrysburg very, very strong a top 15 team in the entire state of Ohio. But these Pioneers defeated Hudson, the Explorers, always one of the most competitive teams in Northeast Ohio, 5-3. So Gallagher certainly knows how to get it done. He'll defend the goal to our right. In goal to our left, Caleb Mosher for CVCA. The Royals going left to right. Pioneers in their greens with white numerals going right to left in period number 2. The puck is dropped down and we're underway. Collecting the puck in the defensive zone is Buddington, who'll chip it up but not out. Nick Humphrey has it, leaves it for Sif. Sif cross-ice pass. No one there, and Mark Mosher will skate in and keep it in for CVCA. Dumps it down low. Cord Stegmeyer has it and right back to Mosher. He puts it inside on goal off the left iron, and it's still loose in front and swept out of harm's way. And here come the Pioneers. With speed, Brunso fires and misses the net altogether. Great chance for the Royals there as they hit the left post, but it's still 3-1. Here it's loose in front. Left for Buddington, who gets it, fires it wide again. And the Royals will get out of harm's way, out to neutral ice. And now on the offensive push, Humphrey fires and a save by Gallagher. Here's the replay of that near goal. Stegmeyer behind or in the corner, sent it up to Mosher. He fired it in. It was loose on the rebound, and it looks like Stegmeyer may have fired it right off the post from a sharp angle. And that is the difference between 3-1 and 4-1 right now. Face off in the offensive zone. One back to WRA. They push it up, and still in the zone. Schwartzbeck gives. Schwartzbeck got in there. Check that. It was Jacob Schwartzbeck, and he forced an errant pass from WRA and gained an offensive zone faceoff on the left wing side for CVCA. Chidima steps in for the Royals. This one's one back to the Pioneers and swept around the boards. Jared Outward in the corner will get there, but it's dug out by Dawson Dunn. Dunn to Brunso, who sent it back to the near side. And now the Pioneers build out. Brunso falls down, but picking it up and getting a shot was Sam Pinkerton. It looked like Caleb Mosher might have had trouble tracking that one, but just got a little bit of a glove on it, enough to deflect it high and over the net. And the Royals maintain a 3-1 lead for the moment. Up ice come the Pioneers once again. Brunso gains the zone. Dumps it down low. Noah Chidima pokes it away, though, and Carter Martin has it behind the goal line. Martin pushes it up to Outward. Outward with pressure from Gavin Legal. And now Eli Parada picks up the loose puck and sends it to Martin, who sends it right back to the near side. Outward pokes it forward. Chidima can't control the pass. He'll circle back and reset. Chidima breaks out, pushes it forward. Martin sends it back to Chidima. A little too far for him. Chipped up, but not yet out, and now back out to the defensive zone for CVCA. Martin, the goal scorer of goal number 3, to Parada. Parada dumps it in deep. No icing. The Royals are going to change. The Pioneers send it out to neutral ice. Swept aside by Parada. Matt Porter, who got the first goal of the day, gets into the zone, and here comes Humphrey. Skates in, backhanded shot, saved by Gallagher. Humphrey picks up the puck again in the corner. Still stick handling behind the net with pressure, and it trickles to the near side corner where the Pioneers are on it, and they send it out to center ice where Martin has it. Martin winds up and fires. It's got a save right on net as Gallagher pushes it to the near side corner. Humphrey again. Back checking is one of the Pioneers. It was number 2, Legal, and the puck loose in the far corner. Humphrey still after it. Humphrey being held, falls down, no call. Stick was definitely being held there in the corner. It's loose, shot is fired, and gloved down by Gallagher off the stick of Carter Martin. Here's the replay, and that was just after Humphrey, his stick had been held. Martin with a chance, looking for his second of the day. It was high, but the save made by Gallagher. Face off to the right of Gallagher. Drop down and one back to the Royals. Schwartzbeck puts it wide of the net on the near side. And WRA breaks out. Baker behind the net. Has it poke checked away, but gets it right back. Centers, and it comes out to Jared Outward. 1-on-2, but Outward with speed. Breaks to his right on the forehand. Stops, settles. Leaves it for Wilford. Wilford can't keep it in. And Schwartzbeck has it. Schwartzbeck will dump it, or tries to dump it in the zone. Look out on the Royals bench. They all scatter. And the puck is retrieved and handed right back to the referee. We'll get a face-off outside the blue line for CVCA. And it's a logjam with a full line change occurring. Out comes the Humphrey line. Puck is dropped down, pushed forward, and Humphrey has it in the zone. Humphrey. Delayed penalty coming. And it's a penalty that's coming up on WRA. Behind the net. Humphrey still has it. Mosher finally sees the penalty. He gets out. The Royals are trying to get the extra man out, but it's touched up by WRA. And the Royals will go on the power play with 10:43 to go here in the second period. We'll wait for the call, but heading to the box is number 15. Check that, it's number 16, Jack Baker. 2 minutes for hooking. Puck is dropped down and once again cleared out by WRA. We'll see if the Royals' power play can be any more effective this time than it was last time they had a power play. Chidima can't get to that one, and it's kept in and dumped down low by the Royals. Sent up and out to center ice. Dumped in deep and almost misplayed by Gallagher. Loose in front. Chidima has it. Backhanded shot off the side of the net. He tries to get it out of the netting. He does. Chidima now with some time up to Martin. Martin looks, fires. It's chipped down low. Chidima has it. 1:25 to go in the penalty time. Noah back to Carter Martin. Martin cross ice to Parada. Parada will dump it down low. And it's cleared up but not out, but finally sent out to the neutral zone where Martin has it. 1:11 to go. Cross ice pass. The Royals looking to gain the zone again. They do. Poke checked away though and sent right back out to Martin with 1:04 to go in the penalty time. Parada will dump it in again right on goal. Almost misplayed again by Gallagher and cleared up and down the ice by the Pioneers with 50 seconds left. Outward steps off and he gets a change. The Royals will build out with 44 to go on the penalty time to Jack Baker. At center ice, David Siff digs the puck out. Siff's going to skate all the way back and then start up. Finds Humphrey. Humphrey gains the blue line. Skates into the corner. Humphrey sends it up, but no one there. And another easy clearance for WRA right down on Caleb Mosher. 17 seconds to go in the penalty time. One more chance for CVCA. Carter Martin, cross ice. Eli Parada. Parada will dump it in. And it's gloved down by Gallagher. He's going to hold on to it with 5 seconds left. It'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Royals. Again, we're working on the penalty clock. It's actually 5 seconds, not 10, left on the penalty time. Face off to the right, the right of Gallagher. Chidima wins it back in the slot. Outward knocked down, and that's going to do it on the penalty time. Back to even strength. 5-on-5. Puck is sent in deep. Chidima has it. Chidima down low, even strength with pressure from Baker, who's out of the penalty box. But the Pioneers can't clear. Chidima again. Just will dump it down low. Into the corner. Outward for the Royals. Sends it up to the point. Mosher sends it in. It's deflected by Mac Porter. Far side. Chidima can't see the puck. And so the Pioneers will break out with it. Big hit at the blue line. Zach Nichols with the body. Puck trickles harmlessly down ice, and Mark Mosher collects it for CVCA. Mosher sends it up, but it's sent right back in. Outward to Nichols. Nichols, long pass, deflected and in. Onside for the Royals. Matt Porter will chase. He can't get there. Mickey Falk does first, and here comes WRA. Nichols again poke checks it at center ice, but it comes right to Buddington, who we haven't called for some time. He loses the puck, and it's sent out again. The Pioneers will have to clear. They dump it in deep, and Zach Nichols will chase after it for the Royals with 7:30 to go, halfway through the second period. Still 3-1. Buddington dispossesses Nichols, tries to center. Cross-ice pass, and Mosher tries to clear out of harm's way. Still battles in the corner. It'll send it around to the near side. Outward, gets there and pokes it forward. Outward with a foot race. Gets to it, shoots, and it's wide of the net. Outward's angle is cut off by Mickey Falk, a pair of 24s. Here's a chance for the Royals. Humphrey centers, sharp angle shot actually, not centered at all. Collected by Jack Baker. Angles it up, and the Royals send it forward. Delayed offside against WRA. It gives time for Carter Martin to collect it behind his own goal line. Sent up and out. Right back in, and the Royals will have to collect it again. It's Martin with 6:40 to go. In a fast-moving second period, Royals 3, WRA 1. Dangerous play as David Siff went right across his crease, had it poked away, but it went into the corner. And the Royals playing defense now. Chipped up on the near side, and CVCA finally clears the zone. It's Siff. He has Stegmeyer. Stegmeyer will dump it in, wide. Pinkerton collects it. He'll head up ice. Passes it. With it is Legal. Legal has it poked into the corner. Martin will battle him. It's loose. And in there is Brunso. Brunso sends it behind the net on the far side. Wilford and Baker. Baker's going to win that one. Centers wide open, but falling down is Brunso. Still kept in, though. Cross ice looking for Matt Porter. Porter chips it up, but still not out. Kept in. A nice job by Brunso. He's going to skate in, tries to get a shot off, draws the attention of two Royals, now a third, and Caleb Mosher puts an end to all of that and covers the puck as the Royals could not clear the zone there. 5:32 to go, second period. Scoreless so far in this period, still Royals 3, WRA 1. Good pressure from the Pioneers, though. Jack Baker, Noah Chidima. Chidima wins it back for CVCA. But it's stolen away. It's Baker. His shot is knocked down by Chidima, but it gets into the front. Cleared up and finally out. Pinkerton will chase after it. Matt Porter can't catch up to him. It's sent right back out to neutral ice. Martin angles it up. Chidima gains the zone. Chidima will skate in, tries to center. It's poked away, and he's in the far side corner. He'll send it back. A pair of Royals there. Chidima behind the net. Porter trying to set up in front. Chidima tries to backhand it, can't get much on it. And the Pioneers will clear it up and out of the zone. This is going to be icing on WRA, and the clock stops with 4:41 to go in the second period. CVCA 3, WRA 1. The most dangerous lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead, and that's what the Royals have right now. We'll see who is able to get the next goal in this one, whether it goes down to 1 or up to 3. It's an attacking zone face-off for the Royals. One back to CVCA's Cord Stegmeyer. His shot is knocked down, and here we go. An opportunity for WRA, 2-on-1, and Mark Mosher with a great play right there to break that up. Parada sends it around to the far side corner. Cleared up and not out. Still loose in the far side. Legal. Shot is knocked down in front. Got all the way there, though. And the Royals playing with fire. It's sent up. Stegmeyer, 1-on-2. Stegmeyer will take a shot and a save by Gallagher, who's been a little bit lonesome down there for some time. Here's that opportunity that materialized for WRA last time down the ice. Right on the back door waiting for a rebound was James Vaca. It never got to him, and the Royals escape that danger. Face-off now in the offensive zone for CVCA. Chidima wins it, puts a shot over the crossbar. In the near side corner, Jacob Schwartzbeck. Schwartzbeck for Outward, who skates in but has it poked away. Schwartzbeck tries to dig it out again. He cannot. It trickles up to Legal. Got it to Buddington, who was cut off, but it's misplayed, and that gives an opportunity for WRA. Vaca on the far side tries to center, but unable to keep it in is Dawson Dunn. They'll retreat. It's poked up. Dunn has it again, sends it forward, but kept in by Jared Outward for the Royals. Outward gets it and still has it. Backhanded shot, gloved down by Gallagher. 3:23 to go. Nice work here by Jared Outward for the Royals. Winning that puck and then getting a shot. Try to put it on goal. Gallagher making the stop. Offensive zone face-off to the left of Brendan Gallagher. Nick Humphrey has the puck trickle down, and it's controlled by WRA. Legal skates up the ice with some speed, fires, and a save by Caleb Mosher. Humphrey to Sif. Knocked away from him, angled off the boards, pushed up further to Sif, but he can't control and knocked back down low. Parada, he's going to lose the puck battle to Brunso. Brunso, far side, finds a player open at the slot. It's knocked down in front to the far side corner, and that's where Buddington controls. Buddington with pressure from Parada. And now Nick Humphrey. Humphrey will sweep it around the boards, and here is David Sif. Sif gains the zone. Sif all the way, centers. Stegmeyer couldn't get to it. Sif trying to create an offensive opportunity for the Royals. Loose behind the net, controlled by Falk. To the near side, and WRA comes out with it. Brunso, long pass too far for Gavin Legal, and icing is the call with 2:20 to go. CVCA 3, WRA 1. Face off in the offensive zone for the Royals. To the right of Gallagher on the left wing side. Won by Chidima. Outward shot. Save. Chidima skates in and swoops in to get it again. Pirouettes in the corner. Centering attempt is knocked to the far side corner. Chidima always hustling. The Royals leader in points and goals. Skates right in. Has it poked away once again. Now he's looking to pass. Centering chance. Cut off in front by Falk. Falk with just under 2 minutes to go. Gets it up ice to Vaca. Vaca pushes it forward, but Mark Mosher steps in for the Royals. Sends it forward, and Chidima's on it again. Here's Noah. Dumps it into the corner. Loose behind the net. Chidima battles, can't catch up to that one. Sent up to the neutral zone where Mosher has it again for the Royals. Mosher sends it into the far side corner with 90 seconds to go. Royals changing, so Jack Baker bumps into CVCA's Nick Humphrey. The puck falls to Humphrey, and now it falls to Matt Porter. Porter dumps it in low. He'll battle Falk for it. It comes to Sif. 1:15 to go. Sif battles in the corner. Pirouettes, heads behind the net. He's going to get there first. Sif sends it back and cycles it down low where it's taken away by Sam Pinkerton. Pinkerton runs into Nick Humphrey. Can't get past him. Pinkerton to Humphrey. Humphrey tangled up on the boards. Pinkerton falls down. Humphrey. And David Sif. It trickles back to Humphrey. He's going to get to the slot. Falls down and it draws a penalty. The Royals will go on the power play once again with 45 seconds to go here in the second period. Nick Humphrey on the boards here doing a great job controlling the puck, and he earned this power play opportunity as he was hauled down by Pinkerton, I believe. Actually, it'll go against Christian Brunso. 2 minutes for tripping. And the Royals again with an opportunity. Five on four man advantage for CVCA with 45 seconds to go in the period. Face-off won by the Royals' Chidima. Chidima sends it to the point. Martin, his shot is knocked down into the corner. 35 seconds to go. Chidima has it, switches spots with Outward and dumps it for him. He sends it behind the goal. Centering pass comes all the way up to the point where Martin has it. Martin dumps it back down low again. The Royals have the power play set up good for the first time tonight. Parada will dump it in. And the Royals, Chidima has it, shoots, and it's wide. Martin gets on his horse to try and keep it in, and can he? He does for the moment, and great job by Carter Martin. 7 seconds left, and now here it's out. And maybe an opportunity with 2 seconds left, and the buzzer's going to sound before a shot can be fired with a shorthanded chance by Jack Baker. We've made it to the end of period number 2, a scoreless second period, which sees the Royals head to the locker room with a 3-1 lead, and they'll start period number 3 with 1 minute and 16 seconds of power play time remaining. You are tuned to CVCA Hockey from the Dan Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio, and we are at the second intermission. We'll pause right now for this message from Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy.
What is excellence? Excellence is a battle cry that you were made for more than this, in a world that is so satisfied with just okay. It's striving for greatness not only when there is a prize or recognition to be won, but in the still and quiet with only an audience of one. It's going above and beyond for others in service because our God has gone above and beyond all that we could have asked or imagined in His pursuit of us. It's diving into studies and academic pursuits, believing that the Lord has fashioned our minds out of the dust of the earth to understand and master complex concepts and the deep mysteries of the universe. It's preparation, not only for college or a career, but a life recklessly abandoning the ordinary and believing that the God who moves mountains lives inside you and will use you to turn the world upside down for His glory. A school defined by excellence is so much more than a building and classrooms. It is a defining culture, a strong imprint on a student's life in the way they will learn and grow. It is a life-altering encounter that surrounds them with people and experiences that shape who they will become. It is the foundation that they will take with them wherever they go. It is what they will see in their rearview mirrors as guideposts, showing them the way forward and propelling them to excel still more. In our lives, in our homes, in our families, in our communities, to go out and impact the world that God so loved. To shine a light on the darkest and most broken places. To be the salt to those who have lost their flavor. To bring love and healing as the hands and feet that we are called to be. We are CVCA, and we are called to excel still more.
It is the second intermission with the CVCA Royals with a 3-1 lead over WRA. And if you are interested in finding out more about Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, there are 2 opportunities to do that coming up in the next couple of weeks. The first one, the Winter Open House on Friday, January 27th. And the second one, the Family Preview Night on Thursday, February 9th, 2023. Here's the screen. Take note of those dates and register at www.cvcaroyals.org/admissions. Once again, open house on January 27th, 2023, and Family Preview Night coming up on February 9th. just about a month from right now. We can't wait to meet you at one of the two events. Once again, register at www.cvcaroyals.org/admissions. A scoreless second period, end-to-end action on both sides. So we'll recap the scoring in period number 1. CVCA got on the board early, just 3 minutes and 51 seconds into the contest on a rush. Matt Porter, the recipient of a nice pass from David Siff, also an assist on the play for Nick Humphrey. Porter put it in the back of the net, got it past Brandon Gallagher, and it was 1-0 CVCA early on at the 3:51 mark. The Royals scored a second goal in that first period when Jared Outward got what turned out to be his 18th goal of the season. Outward from Jacob Schwartzbeck, 6 minutes and 40 seconds into the contest, and CVCA went up 2-0 in period number 1. When Sam Pinkerton took a 5-minute major penalty for boarding Nick Humphrey, it looked like the Royals had a chance to do some further damage. Unfortunately for CVCA, a sloppy power play ensued. They took a penalty of their own for too many men on the ice, and in the 4-on-4 action that resulted from that, WRA got one back. Joe Buddington left wide open on the crease and got a pass from behind the goal line from a teammate and beat Caleb Mosher to make it 2-1. That's where it stood until 2 seconds remained on a face-off with 7 seconds left in the first period. It was won by the Pioneers. They tried to clear it but did not do a good job of it. Sent it right up to Carter Martin, who fired on the goal. It was deflected in front and beat goaltender Brendan Gallagher with just 2 ticks remaining on the clock in the first period. And that is the last score that we've seen in this contest, a scoreless second period. So the score remains CVCA 3, WRA 1 after 30 minutes of play. As we chug along here in the second intermission, we'll take an opportunity to look at the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue Division scoreboard. And this is updated since yesterday. Here we go. Scoreboard up on the screen. And dating back to December 18th, not a great deal of action, but it's going to come fast and furious in the weeks to come, leading up to the Barron Cup in early February. The last 6 games, or 6 games through tomorrow, up on the board. Chagrin Falls, a pair of victories in late December, defeating Orange 4-1 and Kent Roosevelt 2-1 in overtime. NDCL with an upset of Kent Roosevelt earlier this week on January the 5th, winning that game 4-2, putting it away with an empty net goal late in the contest. So NDCL, that was their first win in the division in almost 2 years. A big win for the Lions, who've been improving and playing much better this year. Finally, it paid off earlier this week on Thursday night. NDCL 4, Kent Roosevelt 2. The Royals were in action last night here at the Kostel Rec Center. Hopefully many of you watched. And CVCA defeated Orange 9-1 in a game that was not very competitive at all. Cord Stegmeyer had 4 goals. Noah Chidima had a pair, and 3 other Royals lit the lamp for CVCA. The Royals defeating Orange 9-1. And later on this evening, actually may be underway already, just started up in Mentor. NDCL hosting Chagrin Falls. Tomorrow, Roosevelt on the road down in Youngstown in Boardman, in fact, at the Deep Freeze Ice Center, facing Canfield for the second time this season. So where does that leave us? The updated standings in the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League Blue Division. The Royals, by virtue of the win last night, for the moment on top of the rankings of the top 6 teams in the Blue East standings. 4-1 record after the game last night. The only team amongst the 6 with only 1 loss, that loss earlier this season to Canfield in overtime. Chagrin Falls in action against NDCL right now in second place by virtue of the 2 losses. Both the Royals and Tigers have 8 points in the standings, but the Royals have a game in hand. Canfield now alone in third place at 3-2, and Roosevelt and Canfield will match up tomorrow. Roosevelt at 3-3 after that surprise defeat to NDCL earlier this week. Both those teams with 6 points apiece. So a big game tomorrow with Canfield and Kent Roosevelt. Orange, after the loss last night, in fifth place at 2-4. NDCL wrapping up the 6 teams at the bottom of the tier with 2 points and a 1-5 record, but looking to play the part of spoiler in the second half of the season. As we've been telling you all year, 3 teams from the 6 will automatically qualify for the Barron Cup in February. The 4th place team will play off in a 1-game playoff against the 4th place team from the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League West division of the Blue, and then 1 team from the Blue South, which is the more developmental league, will represent that division, the Blue South, in the Barron Cup 3 tournament in February. So you want to be in the top 3 right now. The Royals at the top of the list. We'll see what Chagrin Falls does at NDCL tonight. And the week ahead, we talked about it earlier, but the Royals will get back in action next Saturday in divisional play when they travel down to Canfield. That's the next chance for CVCA to gain points in the march to the Barron Cup. Before that, they'll start off in the Parma MLK tournament on Friday night and skate against Parma, who currently leads the West Division at a spotless 5-0 record. Although last night, Parma went down to defeat against Lakewood, a divisional opponent. The 8 teams that play hockey out of the Great Lakes Conference playing in a tournament as they do each January. Parma and Lakewood matched up, and Lakewood won that game 5-4 in double overtime. So certainly while they are undefeated, the Parma Redmen in divisional play certainly had a challenge from Lakewood last night, and Lakewood winning 5-4 double OT. Lakewood will play Rocky River in the championship game of the Great Lakes Conference tournament later on this weekend. But back to the Royals. They get Parma Friday night, Canfield Saturday, Aurora on Sunday in the MLK tournament at Parma, St. Edward's Green team on Monday. And depending on the results of all those games, there would be an opportunity potentially for a championship game on Monday night, Martin Luther King Day. Here, the clock is wound down on the second intermission, but the Royals, we can see, making their way back into the arena. We'll await them to rejoin the ice. And behind them will be WRA.
She's the track cat, I guess.
15 minutes back up on the clock. The Royals will begin the third period with power play time once again. Number 21, Christian Brunso in the box for hooking. Still a minute 16 seconds to go in the man advantage time for CVCA. Referees have returned to the ice after the 2 teams, and they're getting the goals in place. 15 minutes remaining in regulation in this one. The Royals leading 3-1 at the second break. Eighth meeting all time between the 2 schools. 6 of those 7 prior meetings won by WRA. 3 of the last 4. 1-goal contest between these 2 teams. Right now the Royals leading by 2. And again, WRA playing without a number of their international players, not in the lineup, not returning back to Northeast Ohio yet. But certainly a full complement of talented players nonetheless. We talked about Joe Bunnington, who's committed to the University of Michigan to play goaltender for the Michigan lacrosse team back in October. Started at New Trier High School in Chicago the last couple of years, and we'll see if Buddington and his teammates, now at WRA, can mount a comeback here in the third period. But first, they're going to have to kill a penalty. 1:16 left on the Royals power play as the Royals start up 5-on-4 with the man advantage in the third period. Back underway, and we'll call out time and score for you as it looks like the graphical package not wanting to cooperate and come back up in period number 3. So just underway, third period, 1 minute remaining on the power play for the Royals. 14:40 to go in the third period. In the neutral zone, Schwartzbeck back checked by Buddington, and it's sent back down the ice where Noah Chidima has to chase it for CVCA. Chidima around the boards looking for Carter Martin. Martin has it, and Martin will push it up the ice and find Outward. Outward finally gains the zone for the Royals with 35 seconds to go, but immediately taken away from him by Jack Baker. He'll swoop it around the boards to the near side. Martin will keep it in for CVCA with 27 seconds left to go on the power play time. Sends it down low. Schwartzbeck back to Martin in the slot. Thinks about it. Reverses. And sends it back to Schwartzbeck. Schwartzbeck centers. Outward. Couldn't control it, and it's sent down the ice. And swept to the near side corner, where it's sent up, actually, from Caleb Mosher. 5 seconds to go on the penalty time to Brunso. And the clock runs out. Brunso runs out on the ice. Back to even strength. The shot is put in, and a save by the goaltender Gallagher. Not much offense there for the Royals during that power play. And we're back to even strength here. And we've got the clock back up as well. So 3-1 Royals. Face off in the offensive zone. Back to 5-on-5. Face-off is controlled by the Pioneers, but sent right back in on goal by the Royals. And WRA has to build out again. Far side, Brunso retreats, sends it back. And they'll try and build out again. Buddington has it for the moment. Cross ice, looking for Brunso and finds him. Brunso will gain the zone and dump it in deep. Far side, Buddington reaches, but has it poked away by Mosher. Sent in deep. That was actually Zach Nichols who sent it away. Now Cord Stegmeyer sent it behind the goal. A shot and a score. The funny bounce at the Dan Kostel Rec Center. Saw the puck come off the back of the boards and right to an unmarked WRA Pioneer. That was Buddington. And he put it right in the back of the net. The odd bounces here at the Kostel Rec Center costing the Royals that time, and the Pioneers right back in it at 3-2. For Buddington, his second of the afternoon. Time of the goal, 1 minute and 52 seconds. It's CVCA 3 and now WRA 2. Back underway. Puck is sent in deep. Controlled by Dawson Dunn, but he has it dispossessed by Chidima, but right there to swoop in and collect the puck is Jack Baker. Sends it up but not out. It's kept in and pushed down low by Eli Parada. Now, Outward. Can't get much on it and has the puck taken away. Schwartzbeck, forechecking. Loose on the near side boards. Controlled by Outward. Gets a shot off and gloved down by Brendan Gallagher. So the most dangerous lead in hockey is now gone. And in fact, the 2-goal lead for the Royals is gone. Down to 1. CVCA 3, WRA 2. 12:28 to go in a 1-goal hockey game. Offensive zone face-off for the Royals. Humphrey sees the puck squirt to the right side, and here comes Brunso. Brunso pirouetting, zigzagging. Nice back checking by the Royals. Penalty coming up, and who will it be? A hook, and it's going to go against the Royals, and the power play right after scoring for WRA will result. Into the box goes the Royals' Carter Martin. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes and 43 seconds. A 5-on-4 man advantage for WRA, who can get right back in this thing and make it interesting. They already have done that. They want to get it even. Face-off one to the Royals. Mark Mosher had it, lost it, centered, and kept in by Brunso. Brunso will dump it into the corner. Around the boards it goes. Legal behind the net. Legal skates up and loses the puck. Will he get it back? No. And it's cleared down the ice by Outward for CVCA. The puck all the way to Gallagher, who has to cover, as he had CVCA's Cord Stegmeyer, or rather it was Noah Chidima, bearing down on him. Once again, apologies for the penalty clock not working. It does show power play. There's 1:38 to go on the power play time, so we'll try and call out that time for you to keep you abreast. Face-off drop down and one back to the Pioneers. 1:30 to go in the penalty time to Carter Martin. 11:45 to go in the third period. And the Pioneers will begin up the ice. With it into the offensive zone is Brunso. Brunso to the corner with pressure from Mosher. Bodied off the puck, but it goes behind the net into the far side corner where Legal has it. Legal gets it to the point. Buddington with a pair of goals. Gets to a wide open Brunso. Brunso now with pressure back to Buddington at the slot. Down into the circle. Shot. Knocked down in front, loose, and fanning on it was Buddington looking for the hat trick. 57 seconds to go, and the Royals clear it up, but not out. Kept in by Brunso and sent back down low. Eli Parada has it, kicks it up, but still not out. Sif will battle. Buddington wins the battle, sends it further down low. Parada being held up. The Royals asking for a penalty. They're not going to get one. Shot and a save, loose in front, and a score. The referees just absolutely swallowing their whistle on an obvious penalty in front of the Royals bench. The result is a goal for WRA, and CVCA's bench is incensed. Doug Fairchild calling to the ref. That whole goal was set up, as you'll see on the replay, by a hold in front of the Royals bench. And here we go. Now the replay begins as the puck is going in the back of the net, but it's tied 3-3. WRA getting a power play goal and an assist from the men in stripes. 3-3. Back to level. The first time since it was no score early in the contest. 10:47 to go. Out to the neutral zone. Eli Parada sends it in. Delayed offside against the Royals, who have not scored since there was 2 seconds to go in the first period. Stegmeyer dumps it in deep. The Royals will chase it. Matt Porter has it deflect off his skate and up and out of play. And so an offensive zone face-off for CVCA. Face-off to the right, on the right wing side to the left of Buddington. One back to the Royals. Shot wide off of Outward stick. Martin will poke it down further, and the Royals win a battle. Centering pass, controlled by Outward. He leaves it for Parada, gets it back to Outward. Outward sets up, shoots, long rebound, comes all the way up to the left point. Schwartzbeck loses the puck to Brunso. He sends it around the boards. Vaco is there. He can't get it, overskates it. Parada will shoot wide. Chidima for the Royals on the far side boards, cycles it back down low. Schwartzbeck will skate in, dump it back toward Chidima on the far side boards, who sends it up to Parada. Parada back to Chidima. Chidima sends it toward the goal. It's loose in front and pushed to the side. Centering pass from behind the goal by Chidima. Nobody there. And Vaca. And the Pioneers send it out of harm's way, collected by Carter Martin. Royals 3, 2 third period goals for the Pioneers. Pioneers 3. 9.5, just under that to go. Long pass collected by Martin. It gains the zone, fires one wide of the goaltender. The far side corner, and behind the goal now, out with it comes Buddington. Buddington sends it up where Martin has it. Martin for the Royals. Angles it off the boards, looking for David Sif, and finds him. Sif with pressure will lose the puck. Feathered forward, looking for Legal. Too far for him and Martin. Cross ice to Parada. Parada up ice. Sif. Nice pass to Humphrey, he gains the zone. Humphrey dangles into the corner. Tries to battle with Baker. Baker will win that one and send it up to center ice. Bouncing puck over the blade of Mosher, who sends it D to D looking for a teammate. That teammate was Martin. It's dumped in further. Down low, Mosher will try and win the battle with Gavin Legal. For the moment he does, but it's dumped right back down low where Humphrey has it with 8:23 to go in the third period. Humphrey has it poked away, and now Buddington, already with 2 goals, has it dispossessed. Royals, long pass or cross-ice pass is deflected, and now they send it all the way down the ice on Gallagher. Collecting it is Falk. Falk, long pass to the red line, intercepted by Chidima. Chidima with pressure from Buddington. It's loose in front, and the Royals clear it out of the zone. It's loose. Schwartzbeck can't control. Baker gets it out of the zone. It's lofted high and back into the corner by CVCA, nearing the halfway mark of period number 3. Schwartzbeck feathers it behind the net. Still loose and controlled by WRA. Pioneers try and break out. Long pass down the ice, too far for too far for Jack Baker, and icing is the call. A stoppage with 7:27 to go, third period. Royals 3, Pioneers 3. You're watching CVCA Royals hockey on the CVCA live stream broadcast. Just past the midway mark of period number 3. Nick Humphrey and Jack Baker face off one back to Nichols. His shot is wide. Around the boards to the far side. Sif for CVCA wins the battle of the puck. It's poked away from him. It comes down to another Royal, Stegmeyer. His shot is knocked down, and it comes out to neutral ice. Zach Nichols gains his own again, sends another shot wide. Far side where Vaca is there, poked forward by Sif. And now Nick Humphrey in the corner. Tries to dig it out from Sam Pinkerton. Loose in the corner and sent up ice, but kept in and dumped further down once again. Sif dumps it down low. Stegmeyer's there as it comes around the boards to the near side corner. Sends it right back. David Sif is there. Sif with pressure from Dawson Dunn sends it up to the point. Parada back to Sif. Further down low, intercepted by Baker. Baker sends it up, but Parada keeps it in for the moment. And finally it trickles out to center ice where Nichols has it. And Nichols is going to skate in. Nichols stood up at the blue line, but Stegmeyer is there to pick up the loose puck. Cord skates into the circle. Centering pass, looking for Humphrey. It goes through to out of harm's way. Up, and Nichols keeps it in for just a moment. It's sent up in the air, and Nick Humphrey comes down with the loose puck. Skates behind the net. 6:13 to go. Bodies flying. Humphrey into the corner. Sends it around the boards once again. Nichols can't keep it in. All the way down the ice. It's a foot race. Nichols has it. He's going to get pressure and chips it up off the boards and finds Stegmeyer in the neutral zone. Forward. 1-on-1 for the Royals. Chidima shot loose in front, and sweeping in to get the rebound and get it out of harm's way was Mickey Fox. Still loose. Chidima tries to gain. He does. Chidima with control. Sends it on goal. Schwartzbeck second shot. Penalty coming. The penalty is a slash. The goaltender, Gallagher, lost his helmet. The Royals are going to go up on the power play once again. Into the box goes number 16, Jack Baker. Again, 2 minutes for slashing. The Royals will have another power play opportunity. Meanwhile, Brendan Gallagher gets recalibrated. Lost the helmet in that scrum in front of the goal. Gallagher, once again, a senior from Monroe Falls, Ohio. The goaltender on the Barron Cup championship team a year ago. His first year in goal. After never having stood between the pipes before, acquitted himself quite well. Stepped back in with starting goaltender Silas Kim out of the country, back home in Korea over the Christmas break. Royals have a man advantage for 2 minutes. The time of the penalty, 9 minutes and 19 seconds of the third period. 5:41 remains. Face-off is dropped down, cleared up, but not out. Kept in by Martin. Martin chips it down low, but it gets by Chidima, and collecting it for the moment was Mickey Fox, but he can't clear it. He gets it right back, sends it up, and kept in. Chidima from the slot. His shot is deflected. Fox digs the puck out, and he's going to clear it down the ice, right in on the goal of Caleb Mosher. 1:33 to go in the penalty time. The Royals build out, cross-ice pass off the boards, and sent forward looking for Chidima. Chidima can't control, but Carter Martin steps in at the point. He keeps it in. Martin cross-ice. He's got Eli Parada over there. Steps into the circle. It's wide of the goal on the shot. All the way back around the boards to Martin. Martin chips it down low. Schwartzbeck lines up, shoots, and a save by Gallagher. Far side, outward, can't get there, and here comes, there goes WRA with the clearance with 56 seconds to go in the penalty time. 4:35 to go in the contest, or at least in regulation. And WRA does a nice job there to swoop in and clear it once again. On his horse is Brunso, gets there first behind the net. And the Royals dig it out. Still 36 seconds to go. And we've got another penalty coming. Another slash, and who will it be? Box is open. And this one is going to go against Eli Parada. So back to 4-on-4. That's it for the Royals power play. And in 34 seconds, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the contest, WRA will have a power play for 1 minute and 26. So getting down to the nitty-gritty time. Last time on the 4-on-4, WRA scored. This time the Royals, Nick Humphrey wins the puck. Humphrey skates into the zone, but can't control it, loses it, but gets it right back. Humphrey tries the center. It's knocked down, and Humphrey sees the puck go loose. Centering pass from Sif. Knocked away, and here comes WRA. 10 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Buddington shot wide after the pass over to Legal. 2 seconds left, one, and now a power play for 1 minute and 26 for WRA. The Royals clear it down the ice. And why did they call icing? The Royals on the penalty kill, and yet the referee signaled icing. That's another questionable call by this refereeing crew. It resulted in an offensive zone faceoff for WRA. And apparently they're saying the puck was cleared before the penalty time was up. Obviously that was not the case. Nevertheless, defensive zone faceoff for CVCA. Faceoff one back to the Royals. Poked up but not out. Sent in deep by Buddington around to the near side boards. Martin has it. Chips it forward. But controlled by WRA. They're going to set up the power play. 1 minute 5 left to go in the penalty time. To the point. Done. Cross ice. Buddington's shot trickled through. It had eyes but didn't find the back of the net. Still 54 seconds to go in the penalty time. Parada reaches, cannot clear it. Into the corner. Centering pass, shot saved by Mosher. Rebound and score by WRA. Bodies flying after the goal is scored. But the Pioneers have come all the way back to take the lead in this one. 4-3. And after all that, they take a penalty on the celebration, does WRA. Into the box goes Sam Pinkerton. And so 4-3 WRA, but CVCA goes up on the power play. The goal scored by number 16, Jack Baker. 3 third-period goals for WRA, and the Royals trail for the first time today. They have 3 minutes and 1 second left to try and do something about it. Head coach Brand Clausen wants an explanation. And there are 5 WRA players on the ice and 1 in the box plus a goaltender. That's 1 too many. The door is open on the bench, and stepping off the ice is Joe Buddington. So, we did a timeout WRA. So Clausen wants to talk to his team, who have battled back and taken the lead here at the Dan Kostel Rec Center with 3 third-period goals. The last one, a power play goal. The one prior to that is the one that's going to stick with CVCA in their craw tonight. WRA with an obvious hold right in front of the Royals bench that set up a scoring opportunity and ended up being the tying goal. The calls are going to go against you in hockey games, and the Royals have to overcome it. We talked in the open about the test that CVCA would have today, that these WRA Pioneers, even as undermanned as they are, might still be the best team CVCA sees this season. To this point, a good first period, but nothing since then for the Royals. The power play, spotty at best so far in this contest, although the last time the Royals were on the power play might have been the best opportunity that they'd had, at least in the first half of that power play. They send out the line of Chidima, Schwartzbeck, outward, Parada, and Martin. Puck is dropped down and immediately cleared by WRA. Carter Martin has it. All sophomores on the ice for CVCA right now. They send it up. Cross ice pass is intercepted, but taken right back by Martin, who's going to push it forward and dump it in deep for the Royals. They'll chase it with 1:44 in penalty time to go, and it's cleared right down the ice by the Pioneers. 1:39 to go. Royals will reset. 2:35 to go in the contest. Cross ice. Royals trailing by 1, losing the puck, and falling down, fortunately, was Jack Baker. But again, the Royals, quarter of the power play gone and still not even able to clear the entire zone. Finally into the offensive zone. Schwartzbeck, with pressure from 2 Pioneers, loses the puck, and it's cleared again. Martin's going to have to go back and get it with 1:14 to go on the penalty time. 2:12 to go in the game. Royals trailing 4-3. Schwartzbeck surveys, cross ice, Parada. Minute to go in the penalty time. 2 minutes exactly in the contest. And it's cleared right out again. CVCA not even able to gain the blue line. Parada, 51 in the penalty time. 5-on-4 man advantage. Sends it up to Chidima. Chidima cross ice. Schwartzbeck. He's going to fire. It's loose in front after the save by Gallagher. Down low. Sent up and out. Cleared down once again with 38 seconds to go in the penalty to the Pioneers. Royals changing. Martin gains the zone. Martin has it poked away by Mickey Falk. It's sent up and out. Siff will dump it back in, delayed offsides, and the Pioneers clear. 20 seconds to go on the penalty. Just 1:18 to go in the game right now. 15 seconds, time for one more rush maybe for CVCA on another power play that has been ineffective for the Royals. Up the ice it comes. They have it poke checked away at the blue line, and they'll just dump it in on goal. Saved by Gallagher. Penalty time is up. We're down to 1 minute to go in the contest. Less than 1 minute to go in regulation. In the offensive zone is WRA. Siff, shot saved by Mosher. Down to 45 seconds. Mosher still in the goal. Chipped up and into the netting. There'll be a face-off just outside the offensive attacking zone for WRA. Head coach Doug Fairchild again frustrated on the bench. And they're going to call a penalty on CVCA. And I believe it's too many men on the ice again on that last change. No. It is unsportsmanlike conduct on the head coach. Well, Fairchild is frustrated, and the man who won his 200th victory for CVCA last week has seen a number of calls go against his Royals this afternoon that have been game-changing calls. It may have been on Stegmeyer. We said it was on Coach Fairchild. Nevertheless, it is on the Royals, and they're going to go down a man with 41 seconds to go. As we were saying, a number of calls have gone against the Royals that have been game-changing calls in this third period. But the Royals, with 16 wins to their credit on this season, stepping up in competition today. And the young Royals, regardless of the outcome here, are going to learn something out of this contest. And that's you got to play 3 full periods. They played 1, and WRA stepped up and kept them scoreless over the course of the final 2 periods, less the 41 seconds that remain. The face-off will be on the face-off dot just outside the attacking zone for the Pioneers. Caleb Mosher will head into goal. You would assume that if the Royals could gain the attacking zone, that Mosher will head to the bench for whatever remains of this contest. And the Royals will see if they can get a 5th man out there to play what would be even strength hockey without a goaltender. Meanwhile, the conversation on the Royals bench with both officials continues, and you've got to imagine that whether or not it means something today, Coach Fairchild in his 15th season for the Royals, certainly making his mark on a couple of officials that he'll see again down the road. And diplomacy in action on the Royals bench right now. Meanwhile, both teams wait on the other bench. Coach Clausen in his 28th season, 41 seconds away from another victory in the storied career of Brand Clausen. And now an explanation being given to Coach Clausen on the brain trust of WRA on that side. And we're ready to play hockey for another 41 seconds, which is all that remains in this one. And it's actually 5-on-5. So there is no penalty, or there's no power play. Stegmeyer in the bench, which much looks like maybe it was an unsportsmanlike or a misconduct. Nevertheless, 5-on-5. Mosher is gone to the bench. Empty net for the Royals. 20 seconds left. It's cleared out, and Martin's going to have to go back and get it. Icing, though, the call. So after all that is sorted out, the Royals are going to have an offensive zone face-off with an empty net, 6-on-5. So Stegmeyer in the box. The Royals will set it up. Nick Humphrey will take the face-off. 6-on-5 for CVCA. Puck is dropped down. Humphrey tries to fire. 14 seconds left. It's loose in front, controlled by the Pioneers. Down the ice it goes, and just wide for another icing. Looking for that empty net. And there are 8 seconds left. We've just lost the clock, but we'll just let you know there are 8 seconds left in the game. 6-on-5, empty net, face off to the right of Gallagher. It's sent toward the goal. Chip behind the net, 5 seconds left. The Royals with one chance to center it. In front, shot, and too late. The WRA Pioneers have come into the Dan Kostel Rec Center and behind 3 third-period goals, get a come-from-behind victory today, and they swarm goaltender Brendan Gallagher. The Pioneers get their 6th win of the season. They go to 6-3-1, and the 5-game winning streak of the CVCA Royals is stopped. The Royals and Caleb Mosher fall to 16-6 for Mosher, just the 2nd time that he has been defeated in regulation in goal this season. And victory is the Pioneers this afternoon. The final score from the Dan Kostel Rec Center is WRA, the Western Reserve Academy Pioneers 4, CVCA